Gender is a word made up by John Money in the 60s. He came up with the word gender, and he took the twin boys. If you look it up, Dr. John Money took these twin boys, and one of the boys had a botched circumcision. And in the process, his genitalia was almost completely destroyed. I don't know what happened, but it went really wrong. So he came in, the parents were like, what do we do? What do we do? And I don't know I don't all the details of how he got involved. It's been a while since I read the story, but he got these parents to agree to have raised that one son as a girl.
What?
And so he did this experiment on these poor boys. He didn't know how it was going to turn out. He just wanted to see.
He was a doctor?
Yeah. Well, he's Dr. John Money, but I mean, he was more like, he wasn't a practicing doctor in the hospital. He was, I believe he was a psychologist or psychiatrist or something like that, which there's nothing wrong with those people. I'm just saying in this case, he wasn't in charge of those babies' health. It was talking to the parents about what to do with this situation they were presented with. Well, both of those boys ended up having really severe mental health issues down the line.
Both of them.
And the boy that was made to think he was a girl, when he found out, he went back to being a boy. He always felt like he didn't feel right wearing dresses. He didn't feel like him. Anyway, that's where gender came from. You can look it up.
I always thought like sex and gender. I always thought that this is the same thing.
Yeah.
So they're saying
genders. That's why they're able to use it, because they can say it's just a feeling. It's just how I'm feeling today. Today I feel like a boy. Today I feel like a girl. And so all of this stuff of, instead of saying, you know what, I mean, a lot of times children, when they're little, will ask, you tell them, you're my girl, I love you. You're my son, I love you so much. Now it's the child gets to decide, right? So again, think about the UN. They don't want the parents getting in the way and telling their child that you're a boy. So that gender came in as a way to say, well, you don't know what gender they are, because gender's fluid. No, it's not.
No,
There's two sexes, and that's all it's ever been. But then they'll bring up the intersex and all sorts of. Anyway, all this thinking comes from the UN of saying that, again, there's one way to think. Gender's not binary. Gender's not biological. I mean, there was who's a Montana congressperson who in their state just recently who's transgender, and said that, which is not a real word anyway, and said that I am just as biologically female as the cis women. Well, I'm not a cis woman. I'm a woman.
First of all.
Cis is not a thing. That's not what I do. But this all came in as a way to control. Because if you get a kid hooked on the hormones, you get a kid hooked on the chest binders or all the stuff that they do, the little packs they give the girls to look like a boy. They have male genitalia. They do them for children, age 5 and under. You can get one for that size and put it in their pants to make them feel like they're a boy.
Male genitalia?
Mm-hmm. It's
so
rubber, plastic, whatever.
Just to be flat?
Yeah. So they'll bind their chest with like just a really tight, kind of like they'll use when you go in and get blood drawn and they wrap with the bandage. They'll just bandage it really tightly around the chest to make them look not curvy like a girl. And they get the kids hooked on all this thinking. And then the parents try to intervene and say, wait, what's happening to my kid? And next thing you know, they're pulling the children away from the family. There's a lot of this going on in the world. What's going on at our border is the same way. You have these children being separated from the parent, coming up with a coyote into this country and then being trafficked.
359,000.
Do the parents know that they're being trafficked? I don't know. But why are they sending these children up with no parents? And the whole thing is to separate, right? Because the influence of the parents and the influence of that family structure and the security and the foundation that gives a child, that is their worst enemy.
This video is about to be suppressed like never before. Why? Because we're about to expose United Nations corruption and perversion. That's why I need you to do these 3 little things. Number 1, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. Number 2, please leave a comment below and like this video right now. And number 3, just share this video with all your friends, peers, and loved ones.